The ocean may seem to be a calm and quiet place, but there's nothing but peace and serenity. But today we're going to help you know the reality. The seas are dangerous places with creepy and deep corners full of abundant mysteries, capable of terrifying even the bravest man. To prove it to you, this opportunity will take you to discover 7 of the most disturbing places in the ocean, although we aren't responsible if you don't want to visit the beach again after knowing them. Number 7. We don't know what's hidden in the depths of the ocean. This is something that specialists concluded some decades ago after visiting this place full of life and secrets. You have surely already heard its name, although generally they refer to this deep zone as the home of all sea beasts. It's called the Mariana Trench, and it's the deepest point in the ocean. Its descent is up to 11 kilometers deep, and only 3 people have managed to reach the bottom. The descent involves suffocating darkness. Down there, all creatures are believed to be blind, and those who have managed to explore its caves, subways, caverns, and the Challenger Deep have discovered creepy creatures worthy of a Lovecraft tale or a nightmare. Unfortunately, exploring these waters is no easy task, and few have the chance to visit them. Science has not yet succeeded in making this process routine, as the water pressure is enough to kill a person. Of course, it's one of the darkest places in the ocean, not only for its dangers, but for what it hides. However, don't be overconfident because the next point of the sea doesn't need depth to become a real nightmare. Number 6. Unexplained disappearances occur on our planet every day. They happen in the cities, in the fields, but also in the sea. The ocean is a shifting and dark territory from which few manage to escape, especially when it comes to the Bermuda Triangle. Its name probably brings back memories of documentaries that explain the strange disappearances that have been reported in this marine place that extends between Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. In its waters, numerous ships and airplanes that have sailed or flown over the area have mysteriously disappeared without leaving a single trace. This has been happening for more than a century. Thousands of people have lost their lives in these waters, although their bodies have never been found. Some theories suggest that secret military bases and all kinds of secrets are hidden here. However, so far there's still no real explanation as to what is going on in this mysterious place. However, there's another triangle that few know about, and it's just as dangerous, or perhaps even more deadly. Number 5. The Pacific has its own place of mysterious deaths and disappearances. Its name is much more intimidating than that of Bermuda, and although it doesn't have the fame of the former, it's still one of the darkest places in the ocean. It's the Devil's Sea, an eerie place that lies off the southern coast of Tokyo, specifically around Miyagi Island and at the corner of Guam Island. Since ancient times, fishermen stayed as far away from this area as possible because they considered it to be the home of a huge sea dragon that devoured those brave enough to approach the area. Since then, this demonic triangle has claimed numerous lives. There have been strange disappearances and shipwrecks, such as the MV Derbyshire, the largest ship ever lost at sea. It was twice the size of the Titanic, and not a single body of its crew was ever found. As in the case of the Bermuda Triangle, no one has been able to explain the strange phenomena experienced in these waters, although one thing is certain, nothing good can be hidden in their depths. Of course, sometimes the darkest part of the ocean is not the surface or its catastrophes, but what lies at the bottom of the sea, just like the next place on the list demonstrates. Number 4. World War II left numerous wounds on the societies and territories where it was fought. However, there's one place in the ocean from which the terrible mark of this war tragedy has never disappeared. It's the Chuuk Lagoon, one of Japan's main military bases in the South Pacific Ocean during World War II. At first glance, it may look beautiful from the outside. Its natural beauty is the only thing that can attract the attention of those who pass by. However, there is something hidden in its depths that terrifies veterans, scientists, and researchers alike. It's a deep deposit of hundreds of aircraft and warships that were sunk during the attacks on Japan. Among the wreckage of metal and decaying machinery lie the corpses of hundreds of soldiers and, presumably, the spirits of their grieving souls. Few have dared to explore the depths of this site, and the images they have managed to capture are capable of astounding those who dare to look at them. Skulls, human bones, destruction, and all kinds of military weapons are some of the elements that await there in the depths of the lagoon for those who dare to visit it. However, there are mysteries that aren't linked to the horror of death, but to the mystery of the inexplicable, as the following place demonstrates. Number 3. On the coasts of several countries, there are mysteries that archaeologists haven't been able to solve. One of the most famous stories is found on the beaches of Italy, where there are numerous ruins of Roman colonies that have been devoured by the ocean. However, there's an underwater city whose origin is completely unknown and disturbing. It's the submarine city of Cuba, a place that lies 60 meters below the surface of the water and is composed of a great variety of aboriginal buildings. Of course, this is no minor matter. The buildings don't correspond to any known civilization of the island, and in addition, it has powerful pyramids of great size, built by this ancient civilization of which there's no record. This finding came to light in 2002, but so far there are still no explanations for it. Due to the problems that the Cuban government has with the United States, the investigation has been extremely slow, and to date, it hasn't been possible to enter the mysterious underwater city. Some wonder if there may be traces of its former inhabitants or if spirits will be found wandering in a place that, for the world, no longer exists. However, when it comes to the ocean and ghosts or spirits, nothing compares to the next place. Number 2. At the bottom of the ocean, there are places that hurt to remember, especially those that were the epicenter of the tragedy that occurred in the year 1912 in the Atlantic Ocean. 73 years have passed since then, but the sinking of the RMS Titanic continues to evoke the image of chaos and the inclemency of the sea. More than 1,500 people from all walks of life were on that titan of the ocean in what seemed to be the voyage of the century. It was indeed a historic event, but not for the reasons many would wish. The Titanic sank completely, causing the death of thousands and leaving the wreckage of the ship in one of the deepest parts of the ocean. Since 1912, numerous companies and governments have attempted to conduct underwater searches of the Titanic's wreckage. However, the images have proven to be the closest thing to an abandoned house filled with spirits. Curiously, all the efforts that have been made to extract some of the Titanic's objects from the bottom of the ocean have ended in great misfortune and caused premature deaths to the participants of the excavations, something that has kept away curious and interested people, since no one wants to expose themselves to the mysteries of this almost haunted ship. However, when it comes to underwater graveyards, the real danger of the sea isn't around the Titanic, but in Neptune's home. Number 1. In Florida, there is a place that almost nobody can access but represents the home of marine death. In the Neptune Memorial Reef, a 600,000 square foot submerged site off the coast of Key Biscayne. The idea, started by Gary Levine and artist Kim Brandel, has become a veritable underwater graveyard in just 10 years. Usually, those in charge of this strange marine mausoleum dive with a team of divers and place the ashes of the deceased person mixed with cement on a mold that forms an artificial reef in the deep sea. This cemetery has been designed with such detail that the marine creatures resting in this place have their own buildings and ornaments along the length and width of the reef. However, far from the initial interesting image generated by this palace of death in honor of Neptune, it also offers disturbing and terrifying images that very few people would be willing to experience. Fortunately, most of these terrifying spaces seem uninhabited and free of disturbing monsters, although some aren't entirely sure of that. The ocean hides unexplained horrors, and for many, there's evidence that creatures capable of changing the way we understand the ocean are lurking in the darkness of the depths. If you'd like to meet some of these sea beasts and monsters that have allegedly been seen throughout the ocean, just join us in the following videos and get ready to discover something that will definitely keep you far, far away from the ocean.